To whoever needs to hear this, 2023 is going to look exactly like 2022 if you don't get out of your comfort zone. It's time to change.
So one thing I'm doing to actually achieve my goal this year is that I didn't set a goal for the entire year. I only set quarterly goals, right? And that's from January to March. That's because I know that 90 days is enough time to still feel motivated about my goals. It doesn't feel too far-fetched, right? Because sometimes when you set your goals, the reason why you forget them is that it feels like it's something you want to achieve at the later end of the year, and it just feels like it's still far away and you're not putting that intense energy, to work towards this. You're not meeting the right people, you're not taking the right steps. So this year, I intentionally did not set a goal for the entire year because I want to be laser focused during a short period of time so that I can even track my progress better because I'm looking at only 3 months first, okay? So the next thing I'm doing is to measure the gain, not the gap. So for example, if my goal for the next 3 months is to hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, right? And let's say right now I'm at, let's say 3,000 subscribers or 5,000 subscribers. Instead of measuring the fact that, oh, I've not gotten to 10,000 subscribers yet, how about I measure the fact that I was not on 5,000 subscribers last year, okay? So I'm choosing to focus on how I've grown or how I've evolved from where I was to where I am right now. I remember sometime last year where I really wanted to hit 10K followers on Instagram, and I remember that I was feeling so bad at a particular time. But the crazy thing is that I was probably at like 8,000 followers at that time. That's not where I was the year before. So I wish I knew at that point to measure the gain and not just the gap, okay? And this really helps with comparison, because when you start to compare yourself with other people, think about the fact that you are not where you used to be. You might not be where you want to be right now, but you are not where you used to be. So that should be enough to keep you pumped up and excited about achieving your goals, okay? So the second thing I'm doing to achieve my 2023 goals is to ensure that I put a strong why behind every goal that I set. I remember last year I set a goal to have 2 speaking engagements, and I think when it got to like June or something, I canceled it from my book because I felt like I didn't have a reason. Like, why did I want to speak at events? Like, it felt like I wanted it for my ego. Like, let's just be that, okay, I spoke somewhere. Like, I didn't have a strong why. But I was so blessed last year that I got 3 speaking engagements, and after I went for the speaking engagement, I realized that this is something that I really want, because now my why has changed. I've seen how much my words can impact and influence people. I've seen how much my words can just motivate and encourage people, how my words can literally give people strength. I've seen how I've been able to grow just by pouring my knowledge into other people. So I have a couple of reasons why speaking at events is something that I really want to do right now, as compared to last year where it was just something that would have just been nice, right? And just the fact that something is nice is not enough why, okay? Another thing I'm doing this year to achieve my goal is to talk less about doing something than actually doing it. I want to talk less about the work that I want to do, but I want to spend more time doing the work. Same as consuming content and creating content. I want to create content more than I consume content. I don't always want to be in that place of thinking of the work. I want to be doing the work. A journaling prompt that I use every single day is to ask myself what are 1 or 2 things that I did today to move closer to my goal. This also helps me put only my priorities on my to-do list. Like I talked about it in previous video, that one habit I'm building this year is to make sure I make my to-do list the night before to ensure that I know that I'm actually working towards my goal. I don't want to always think about the work or plan about the work, because sometimes planning can disguise as procrastination, right? So as much as I want to spend time planning, I also want to spend the bulk of my time executing, because it's only when I execute I can even see what's not working, I can track my goals, I can even achieve my goals just by executing. So I want to spend less time talking about what I want to do, but actually doing it. So a big word for me this year is to execute, okay? That I've made it a rule to look at my goal every morning and every night. I put my goals in my journal, so when I'm done journaling in the morning, I look through my goals, and when I journal at night, I look at my goals again. Sometimes I just look at it randomly in the course of my day, because I always want to have a picture of what I'm working towards, okay? I mean, you can do this by creating a vision board and just taking pictures to different areas, but the goal is to always make sure that whatever you're working on, you can clearly see it, you can envision it, you can know your why. You just always align with the systems you put in place to achieve that goal, okay? So another thing I'm doing this year to ensure I hit my 2023 goals is the fact that I created a strong accountability system around my goals. I am someone who likes to work in silence, and that's very important, but some people will actually play a huge role in helping you achieve your goals. I told all my close friends important goals I'm working on this year. That's because I know that they're going to ask me when they're not seeing actions, like, okay, Bella, what's going on? What do you need? So that when they ask me and I'm slacking up by any chance, I know that I'm supposed to get back to work, okay? Another way that I'm actually going to achieve my goals this year is to align myself with God. I've talked about this in previous videos. This year is the year that I walk in God's will for me, and God already said that His thoughts for me are of good and not of evil, to give me an expected end. And if God's plan is to give me an expected end and the end is not looking good, then it means I've not fully arrived in God's end for me, because God's end for me is always good, right? So for me this year, to actually achieve my goals, I want to be so aligned with God's will. I want to spend time praying a lot. I want to always go back to prophecies and praying with the prophecies. I want to remind myself of God's word. I put scriptures around my bed so that when I wake up or when I'm feeling bad, sometimes I can just look at it. I know that if I'm aligned in God's will, that's already hitting my goal. That's already success for me. So aligning with God's will by prayer, by studying, by listening to sermon will help me achieve other goals. Okay, it's about celebrating my wins. Okay, last year I did a good job celebrating my wins.
Like, have you seen my silhouette? Sheesh, it's giving main character energy.
But this year I'm going to take it up a notch because I have bigger goals than I did last year. Okay, if you're someone who feels like you're hardly motivated to get stuff done, a good way to get yourself to work or do what you're supposed to do is to always tie a reward, because we like to look forward to something. Like, just imagine someone told you now that if you post 3 times on Instagram this week, they will give you a bonus streak. Like, as much as you are saying, my content is not all that, that will motivate you to actually post. So you're probably not working towards your goal because you don't have anything to look forward to. And if you're a content creator, basically finding how to create content or just stay motivated, or you're looking for how to create a reward system or why you should create a reward system, you should definitely check out this video, and I hope you learned a thing or two in that video. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know one thing you're doing to ensure that you hit your goals in 2023. I'd like to know. Okay, see you in the next video. Bye. Now our happy dance. This is my third video for the day, guys, in case you didn't know. Like, I'm so proud of myself. Third video, let's do